WWE 2K24's most played feature is surely going to be the Universe mode, and today we're going to be talking about what it needs to become bigger and better than ever. We're also going to be taking a quick look at some fantastic screenshots which the devs have released. This is an absolutely beautiful one of Asuka. I wonder if her face paint will fade throughout matches like we've seen with Ultimate Warrior. I'd also like to bring your attention to our Universe mode, our interactive Universe mode, where the draft video will release soon, but not just superstars will be drafted. As you can see here, we've got a mysterious urn which can either be drafted to SmackDown or Raw. Find that in the community section. You can vote where that urn goes. This gives me the heebie-jeebies. But we have got the roster starting to be slowly drip-fed to us. Here's an image of Drew McIntyre in all of his glory. The screen looks amazing. The whole arena looks incredible. And Drew McIntyre looks wonderful as well. We've also got Alba Fire. And we have also got Isla Dawn looking sensational in their tag team entrance. That was taken from last year when they tag teamed together. And one of the other ones we have, which is fairly recently dropped, it's Dude Love. And I believe we are going to be getting the faces of Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind, Dude Love, and hopefully just Mick himself. This game is going to have the biggest roster we have ever seen. Here you can see the Hart Dynasty as well, and boy, don't these two look good. Lighting's not great, but they're going to have their Legends entrance. And if you want to get involved and potentially win a free copy of the game, then make sure you get involved in our subscriber giveaway. Just subscribe to the channel. But the first thing when we talk about Universe mode are the rivalry actions, and we know that we are going to get an abundance of new ones this year. But one of the biggest things missing are the promos. If you want to create a WWE show, then you need to have promos in it. This is supposed to be the most lifelike wrestling game out there, but we don't have the opportunity for superstars to go toe-to-toe and not just physically fight, but verbally joust, which we see on every episode of Raw and SmackDown, and of course NXT as well. Having wrestlers talk smack in the middle of the ring is a great way to start a rivalry, form a tag team, break up a tag team, or potentially end a rivalry. These were all options that used to be in the game, but for some reason I cannot understand have been taken out. So promos certainly need to be put back into the game. We have no official confirmation that they are back, and the only way that they could reintroduce them is through these rivalry actions, of which we have seen no brand new footage of it. So hopefully when they do a deep dive into Universe mode, hopefully they are going to be showing us promos. I wouldn't hold my breath because I'll be holding it for a very long time. I'll pass out, I'll die, and I'll never get my hands on WWE 2K24. But I think promos are certainly something that need to come back into 2K games, because like I've said, it is a fantastic feature that really encapsulates the whole wrestling dynasty. It'd be great to have a GM perhaps potentially tell Cody Rhodes that he's not going to finish his story, or if he does, he has to put through a gauntlet match, which obviously are being introduced for into the game since a long time. We haven't had a gauntlet match for a various amount of years, but that'd be fantastic to have Stephanie tell Cody that he's got to get through that gauntlet match to get his opportunity to finish his story. We can play it out, but we can't set it up, so to speak. But there would be so many great promo options for us to introduce into the game. Now here is a mock-up on your screen. It's actually got the voices in it as well, if you can hear over my lovely dulcet tones. I'm not saying get the voices in, because you're going to need every single superstar on the roster to read a script, and that's just asking way too much. It's going to take up too much room on the disc as well. So I just want to be able to visually see a conversation happen on the screen. But what do you think about promos missing from the game? Is it something that they certainly need to look into, or are you not really bothered about promos being in the game? Like I say, let us know down in the comments section. That's where we can all talk about it. Get your comments down below, and obviously it helps the video as well. One of the other things I would like to see in universe mode would be a WWE draft system. So your general managers are stood on the stage and you can one by one choose superstars to join your brand. That could then have ramifications. Potentially maybe we could have like a social media screen where you can see Twitter lighting up with fans, you know, all generic templated tweets, you know, have 50 of them. But, you know, someone, Jimmy Concane, writes Drew McIntyre to SmackDown. What a pick. Fantastic. Surely Drew now will go on to bigger things. You know, just have that capability in a menu. Perhaps potentially after the draft has been made, you could have Drew potentially in a SmackDown t-shirt walking out into the arena. There's lots of things that the 2K devs could sort that out, but it'd be a great way to start universe mode to really potentially start rivalries, to garner attention to a superstar that's maybe been drafted to a brand that we, you know, weren't sure he was going to. Bring NXT into it as well. Basically, what I am saying, I think they need to now encapsulate and merge together GM mode and universe mode, because both those modes together would definitely propel the universe experience into something that has never been done before. Create that fantastic experience and really give us a wrestling world that we can play in, a wrestling sandbox that nothing else even comes close to. The AEW game. Blah. Anyway, one of the other things I would like to be able to do in universe mode would be to select a superstar. I want to be Cody Rhodes or I want to be Finn Balor, and I can walk around backstage as that superstar. I can go and speak to Stephanie McMahon, the GM, in her office, or I can speak to Nick Aldis, the GM of SmackDown. I can demand a title shot, but Nick could turn around and say, I haven't done enough to do that. I need to go and, you know, for the next month, I need to show I'm worthy of a title shot. So he sits me in, I'm saying that because Randy's on the stage. He sits me down and he explains to me that actually you have to earn that shot. I can go and interact with superstars backstage. I could challenge the title holder. I could be a champion and I could say that I am going to defend my championship every night. There's so much that we could do. We could start rivalries. We could start beating somebody up backstage. It's all various different ways that we can interact with the universe mode. Potentially we can do backstage interviews, again, like it is in the My GM mode, and like we have in the My Rise feature, which again, if you were to incorporate My Rise, My GM, and of course the universe mode, you would have one hell of a feature in a WWE game. So including WWE drafts, including promos, and including free roam in WWE universe mode, you certainly would have an absolute mind-boggling experience. I also think that created superstars could become part of that as well. There could be a random draft or a debut, which the commentators pick up on, which there's screens around, potentially a swap. So if you want to swap a superstar, Randy Orton from SmackDown for Kevin Owens on Raw, you see that play out. You see maybe Kevin Owens arrive at the arena on Raw for the first time. Likewise with Randy. Things like that would be totally insane. Rivalries, I do think need revamping as well. Yes, we have the rivalry actions, but the Royal Rumble winner, we need that to really play out. That needs to go through the Elimination Chamber, which is the pay-per-view between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and we need to see more comings together, potentially backstage. Potentially it could be an amicable rivalry where Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are going toe-to-toe at Mania, but actually they're getting on, they're tag teaming up as partners against, I don't know, The Rock and Roman Reigns, so to speak. And then at WrestleMania, it all plays out. It's all fairly amicable. Likewise, you can have your totally insanely chaotic rivalry where they're beating each other up every single episode of Raw or SmackDown or whatever brand they're on. And then it all culminates at WrestleMania. And it really, really does kind of affect the way that the game mode plays out. Injuries would be another thing in universe mode as well. Yes, we do have injuries and we do see a superstar get carted off on the back of a stretcher, on top of a stretcher, potentially being put into an ambulance. Now they've got ambulances in the game. Potentially doing a video recording from somewhere backstage or their own house or somewhere that's not in the arena, and then stating that in a few weeks' time they will come back and bust open the opponent that has injured them. Again, that would be a fine way to really continue these rivalries, but potentially not even in the arena or in the ring. For me, I think it would be just the best way to do it. Championships as well. We do see championships and championship matches, but I'd like to be able to see a superstar holding their title backstage. So when you're doing for us in Universe Mode, we like to stand by the monitor backstage with our superstar, but if they are a champion, they don't get to hold their belts. So the superstar with the championship should at least be able to walk around with a belt around their waist. There could be an option to remove that so we can hold it. But again, likewise, it just creates that more realism, certainly around championship superstars. But you guys, let us know, what would you like to see in Universe Mode to see it improved? Let us know what you think of the ideas that we have given, and we will see you all very soon. Don't forget to check out our Universe Mode. The introduction to Universe Mode is out on the channel as well, and it will explain exactly what has been going on. And of course, you will get to choose not only where superstars go, but where this mysterious urn goes. Does it go to SmackDown or does it go to Raw? The choice is yours. Head to the community section. That is where you get to vote, and I will see you all very soon for the next episode. Bye for now.